Yo, it's your boy White Stacks, the engineer at All Pro Studios, letting you know that the podcast was recorded at and brought to you by All Pro Studios, 2738 Rojero Road, Jacksonville, Florida, 904-742-7776. Over 25 years of recording and production experience under one roof. So give them a call to set up your next session today, 904-742-7776.
Okay. I smoke good, you know that. 24/7 that loud pack. Wake and bake, I need that. I smoke white boys, them zigzag. You talking shit, no chit chat. Don't blow my high, I don't need that. So let's twist up, get to the sky. I'll see you when I get back. Shout out to my Cali man. I call, bruh, I'm on the way. When I get there, I dap him up. Damn, bruh, what you got today? Sour diesel, bubble kush, all types of real Cali strand. Niggas say they smoking good, well I'm high as a cloud. Peter Pan. They call me out floss, you don't know. Now you know, get used to it. My weed is grown by H2O, so you can say I'm on the fluid. C2C is what I rep, so you can say I'm on one. Niggas think they talking shit, but bitch, I got me a big gun. Blow a shotgun and just ease your mind. 2012, it's time to shine. Yeah, I'm on my grind, I need mine. Get that dumb shit off your mind. Taking it one day at a time. Shorting these days that I ain't lying. So to get in my way, no hard feeling. It's only one word, flatline.
You know we talk that bud talk, that bud talk.
Yo.
Yeah. Until further notice, that's the intro. This is Justin Plains.
And your boy White Stacks.
This is Bud Talk, the Bud Talk podcast, a Stoner's Lane podcast, a presentation by Stoner's Lane. All that.
Brought to you by All Pro Studios. You
Definitely.
feel me?
Episode 6.
Episode 6, man. It's been an interesting run so far.
We podcasters.
We podcasters. Big up to Dream is How Fly and T to the Jizzle and comedian Steve Thompson for, fucking with us so far. We got more guests that we want to have on the podcast, and they will come when it's time for us to have another guest. But
Believe that.
Tonight's not the night.
How your week been, bro?
Overly consumed.
Talk about it.
Man, I've been all over the state of Florida this week and had, my first event where I was the DJ, I guess you could say. That was Tuesday, Valentine's Day, because I don't have no Valentines.
with an M.
You know what I'm saying? But it was pretty dope for the most part. A couple of the ladies that were there were quite picky with what they wanted to hear musically, and then when I played what they wanted to hear, they didn't even dance. So that kind of pissed me off. But it was good. It's been a very busy week from DJing to studio work and picking up deposits and out of town for the real job and lack of sleep, and it's been quite interesting.
That's what's up. I would say you're a man of many hats, but shit, you been that way, so you just
man.
You change your hats. You still into your hats. I see.
Yeah, man. I do everything.
That's what's up, man.
So, what's been up? What's popping?
Man, we grown ups, so
Adulting.
you feel me? I've been just doing some adulting. I had a long weekend last weekend because of me being a responsible adult. I'm trying to do right while I got this. While I'm still working for somebody else, man, I'm gonna just try to utilize my one of my benefits, which is my paid time off. I'm gonna use it better than I have been. I always be calling out of work, you know what I'm saying, because I know I'm gonna get paid for it. But then I be mad as fuck during the year, during certain holidays and shit, where I can't do shit the way I want to because I done fucked off with my available time.
Yeah.
And ain't saved or planned no money to the side or no shit like that. But I had a long weekend. My kid's birthday, two out of the 3 kids' birthdays was last weekend.
Yeah, it was. And podcasting and all that. It was quite hectic.
Saturday and Sunday, we had birthdays to celebrate, and I was off I had a 4-day weekend, and then because my lady was at work on Tuesday, we both worked on Tuesday, so she's normally off on Wednesdays. I took Wednesday off. I planned Wednesday off, and we spent some time together that day. We went out to eat. I had some grown up milkshakes for the first time, man. We went to M Shack. So I don't know how popular they are. I ain't do all the research, but I know we got an M Shack in Jacksonville. And we sat down, we ain't had nothing to eat. We just went there for the shakes, to be honest. And
milk and liquor doesn't.
I always thought the same thing, but see, it worked out for me. I mean, I guess with her, you know that she noticed that part afterwards. Like, okay, probably not
Yeah,
the
nah.
shakes next time. But,
Nah, yeah.
man, that shit I had was good. That mochaccino shit. It was a chocolate
What, it
shake,
have
which is what I
Kahlua in
like.
it?
It didn't have Kahlua. It had chocolate vodka in it. $3 vodka. It had chocolate ice cream. It had some coffee liqueur, which I believe they had the mocha, the espresso.
Yeah.
$3 vodka.
Interesting.
Or $3 espresso, some shit. But yeah, that was delicious. And she had those salted caramel apple shit, so it's like caramel apple pie flavor with
Apple crown or some shit up in it. Yeah.
I don't think it was apple crown, but she had some good shit going on.
Well,
But
that's what's up.
you know, that was a little simple Valentine's Day, man. I ain't go all out, you know.
Yeah, you did, because then y'all ended up at Top Golf.
Top Golf was, oh damn, you right.
Yeah.
So wait.
M Shack was some spur of the moment QT shit. Top Golf and Hennessy and strawberries was, judging from the timeline, was Valentine's Day. I know, because I was at work working hard while watching this shit on Instagram. So yeah, my dog been so busy and not busy that everything's a blur. I feel you. I was that way on Thursday on the way.
Yeah, man.
You know, to my first city.
Damn, we did them on the same day?
Yeah, not M Shack.
Damn,
It
bro.
looked like, judging from the timeline, I think Top Golf and M Shack were the same day, and then y'all were just posted up at the house for after Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might be right.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Hey, bud talk, man.
You feel me?
Shit.
You
know
feel
what I'm
me?
saying?
Sometimes, but with my week being so busy and your week being so hectic, I haven't really had much time to keep up with current events, which is, sometimes that's going to happen on this podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going to be the ones to chime in on all your favorite gossip. You feel what I'm saying?
Shit, the Grammys happened last weekend.
Yeah, I saw CeeLo looking like a Fiero Rochelle chocolate. You know
They
what
didn't
I'm
say
saying?
that was CeeLo, man. I seen something the internet said. I seen
they
something that
ain't
said,
lying.
CeeLo said that wasn't him. CeeLo said he wasn't there. I didn't look deep into that statement, but I did see something online that said that CeeLo says that wasn't him at the Grammys. So
I feel you, but if you think about it, CeeLo also said he didn't get his face blown off by a cell phone, but then a person that fits the Marshmallow Man shape of CeeLo with no neck shows up with a gold mask on, which would be something that somebody who got their face burnt off would do. You know what I'm saying?
I think CeeLo said the phone thing was that it was him, but that it wasn't that it actually happened.
It was like computer generated.
It was something that, or either it was, I think it was something that they were doing, like it was something they were shooting.
Oh, okay.
I think that was don't quote me,
To try and stay
either
with
the
time.
internet said or my high mind conjured. These are alternative facts, ladies and gentlemen. But I did see both of those to the something to that effect on both of those stories. Was that one? He said yes, that was him in the video with the phone situation, but it wasn't what everybody thought it was. He wasn't hurt. He said a lot of people was asking about him, you know what I'm saying, questioning his safety and shit. But he also, there was a thing online saying that he stated that wasn't him at the Grammy. So it had me wondering, like, damn, did the motherfucker capitalize, thinking like, well, shit, people know that this is something that CeeLo would do. I fit the build. All I got to do is cover my face to give everybody, only a celebrity can do that, where they could be in that kind of environment and don't really have to answer to nobody if they just assume that's that celebrity. CeeLo's up to his, normal CeeLo shit.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna bother him. You know what I'm saying? And that person, whoever that was, probably just vibed out like that to be at the Grammys. Who knows?
Hey. Yeah. Well, you never know. And, at the end of the day, I really don't give a fuck. Because whether or not it was CeeLo in gold is not going to change the price of my electric bill. So,
You feel me? That was a dope-ass CeeLo music video we just saw today, though.
Oh, yeah, Power.
CeeLo and Tone Trump, that
yeah,
Power.
That Power, that shit was McFlamo, you hear me?
Hell yeah.
On another note, which still is related to the Grammys, I heard, and I have not been able to see it yet, but word around town is that Bruno Mars did a ridiculously dope Prince tribute.
I heard that too. Hey, I didn't
haven't
see the
had time to
Grammys
watch
myself either, man.
Yeah.
I heard about it. I heard some of the news. I did, hear your normal sound bites and clips, video clips you see online and shit throughout your day. So I heard about what happened with Beyonce not winning Album of the Year.
Kudos to Adele for what the fuck does she have to do?
Yeah, shout out, man.
Hey, big shout out to Chance the Rapper. He went in that bitch with a rake and raked the fuck up. You feel me? So
Shout out.
and it's well deserved because coloring books is by far one of my favorite listens of the past 3 years. The only other thing that and I wasn't like I was anticipating coloring books because to be quite honest, it dropped and I probably listened to it a month later. Okay. And I was like, what the fuck, bro? I've been asleep.
I still haven't, sat and did what I do with albums, which is sit down and press play and hear them in their entirety and vibe to them. I ain't done that with that because he got drugs on that album, right?
Bruh.
That we don't do the same drugs. Yeah, I heard that song and I think I heard a couple more songs off of it, but I haven't listened to it as a piece. And I know it's awesome.
Think of Life of Pablo with a less electronic contribution. If that makes sense.
White people describe shit so fucking weird.
Like no, but I mean, think about it. It's like Life.
So it's more of an acoustic album?
No, it's not an acoustic album, but it doesn't have a lot of that the fucking auto tune and all that crazy shit. It's a lot of.
Are you talking about in the vocal part?
Yeah, like and just it's a lot of religious material as well. Surprisingly, but it's a dope album. I listen to it when I'm on the highway. That bitch stays on repeat. So that and. 2 other albums, but for the most part, I've caught myself listening to coloring books, like 3 times in a row in one day, for real, all the way through. So, and I wasn't, like I said, it wasn't an anticipated project for me, but once I found it, I love it, and I can't wait for him to drop something else. And the only other project I got excited about in the past 3 years was Forest Hills Drive. That whole campaign. So, big up to Chance the Rapper for the Grammys. Well deserved, and keep saying fuck the major labels, my dog.
I consume so much music, dog. Like, I have coloring book.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I consume so much music, and then I get stuck on some of the music I fuck with and be rotating through that. And I'll make sure I acquire the shit that I know I want to hear, because I got Apple Music, and I just know how to tap into the streaming. So
yeah, I
get people shit, but I just, like I said, I haven't had no time to sit with it. It's a lot.
It's a lot to process, especially when you got 3-4 albums that you really want to listen to dropping in 1 week, and then it's like you hear one album, you get addicted to it, you play it on repeat for a while, and then out of the blue when you're bored cleaning or driving or some shit, you happen to be like, let me finally see what this is hitting on.
Hell
and
yeah.
you be like, what the fuck was I doing with my life? You know what I'm saying? So musically, big up the Mob Squad Nard. You played that Starlito record for me that he is on.
It's that.
And yeah. Starlito really sold out, in a positive way for Duval and Mob Squad Nard. So that's a good look. We got a lot of positive things coming out of the city and some nice, strong, big looks in different aspects and lanes of mainstream media and music right now. So that's dope.
Yeah, I was actually just about to mention that Starlito, man. And I was going to say, see artists like Chance and a lot of other album artists who really, really, really invest a lot of time into their bodies of work and they don't put them out as frequently as some of these other artists. You know what I'm saying? Chance and those other artists like him, when their music comes out and their cult following grabs a hold of it, they ride with it for a long time and really deep dive into it and break it down and analyze it and debate about it online and all that.
Yeah.
And then you got Starlito just dropped. People like me been waiting for Starlito and Don Tripp specifically to drop. You know what I'm saying? Step Brothers. They got a Step Brothers series going, and we've been waiting for Step Brothers 3 for some time now. And Don Tripp done dropped music in between. Starlito just preemptively told us one day, all right, this finna come out. And I seen where he said when Step Brothers 3 was gonna drop online. And the same night that he said that, I think right after that was the Super Bowl, and he said he lost a bet in the Super Bowl, so he had to drop some music last Thursday, which ended up being apparently some of the Step Brothers music, where they dropped Karate in the Garage, and then out of nowhere, Starlito dropped this album Manifest Destiny, right after Valentine's Day. So those artists like him, they kind of come out more frequently, and they feed the streets, and it's still quality music for real to us. So we don't like I said get to rotate through everything. Some of us don't. I know I don't, man.
I don't. It's hard.
I get it.
It's so hard.
I'll acquire the music and I get to it eventually, but I don't be on it right when everybody is on it because I don't just listen to something new every day. Like sometimes I just got my shit I really want to vibe to while I have a moment to listen to some music. And it's not that moment for me to listen to some new shit at the moment. You feel me?
Hey, yeah, my vibe is very mood based when it comes to what I want to hear. You know, like I can't, you're not gonna catch me listening to Jeezy's new album when I'm in a pissed off mood because I know by the time I get back to wherever the person is that pissed me off, it's going to be even more so fuck you. Or, you know what I'm saying? Just the vibe. Sometimes, man, and the other album that I do kind of listen to on repeat because I drive a lot for work is Gambino Slim. Childish Gambino, excuse me.
Okay.
I say Gambino. That's my homeboy in Vegas. But Childish Gambino's album because it's funky as shit.
True.
You know, and I'm a big fan of instrumentation. More so than this digital instrumentation.
True.
Like that's one of the main reasons why I am a UGK fan is because of they play all that shit out and
R.I.P. Pimp C.
Yeah, rest in peace, Pimp.
Sweet John.
Speaking of Pimp, if you haven't bought that book yet, you need to go buy that book. And I'm not even done with it. I haven't had time to finish the last 4 inches of the book. But yeah, if you really want to read a good, solid book about an artist, Julia Beverly, shout out to Julia Beverly, at Julia Beverly on Instagram, at Pimp C Book on Instagram. That is probably the one of the best purchases I've made in a long time.
Okay.
So, I know we covering a lot of different subjects rapidly, but hey, fuck it, spill it as it comes.
You heard?
But, yeah. So I'm happy to see the direction that artists are taking Duval now. I got a feeling that by the end of this year we will be a little Atlanta. It'll be all right. Like I was saying earlier, it'll be all right for you to see a dude, a young African American man driving a Lambo or something down the street in Jacksonville, and the police aren't harassing him as much as they would have 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's a good look. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for Jacksonville to really blow the fuck up.
Yeah, I heard we getting some attention now, man. I'm not, in the entertainment world myself, but I see a lot of the people who I once considered as underground people or underground artists are getting notoriety and getting the notoriety that when I saw them as underground people said that they would get or deserved is crazy. Like they getting it for real. So
yeah.
They say the people ain't passing through Jacksonville to look for talent no more.
They stopping.
They stopping in Jacksonville because they know they see us already. Somehow somebody done put us on the map, or the collection of these people getting their attention from different places done kind of put us on the map as a whole. Like somebody's always probably talking about somebody new from Jacksonville, and that's dope.
And you gotta respect the ones that have continued to do it. Like you had to check me during our conversation today. Young Cash been doing it. And,
Definitely.
And you know what I'm saying? And as a result of Young Cash, and Sean J and Webby and people like this and T-Pain, people in fucking bumfuck Wisconsin know who know about Duval and know when you say Duval, it's Duval.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? So big up to them for that, it's definitely dope. Danielson, yeah.
It sounds like a good time to go ahead and get to the pass the joint. It's just me and you. We ain't got no guests on the show today, so I didn't really have nobody to literally pass the joint to before we started recording. I was out there smoking on that little Master Kush by myself.
You feel me?
But it's time for us to symbolically pass the joint, as we normally do. We 6 episodes in. If you've been listening to us, you know what the pass the joint segment is. But who you passing your joint to this weekend, man? This episode, you know what I'm saying?
I haven't had much time to think about it, so cue the
Same
Jeopardy
7 days
music.
you have every
You know what I'm
time.
saying? I've been working, bro. I've been grinding, cuz. I've been grinding.
That's cool.
No, I'm gonna pass the J to Max Out, Kel, and Dreamers. For the simple fact that off of like the event that we did, they took a chance on me, and even though I felt like I did subpar, like they sold the fuck out at the event and thereafter, about me, and they one thing I like about them is it don't matter how minute the diamond is in somebody, they are going to, you know what I'm saying? They're going to force you to either get on your square or just, fall back.
Find you something else to do.
You know what I'm saying? And
they gonna try to put you on.
Yeah. And that's shit. I've been getting tagged and shit by Kel and Andreamus, and they just trying to see that come alive and Ghost and do something for the team, though. You know what I'm saying? So because they both rap, so I mean, if I get my shit together, tour DJ, here I am. But so I'm gonna pass the J to them for the support being genuine, and because that's rare in a sense in this city when a motherfucker sees you, doing something that they want to do at a bigger scale or a better scale. Sometimes it's some fuckery, but with them, they see it, they support it, they running with it. You gotta respect it. Fuck how you feel. This my dog, and he does this, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Max out, Stoner's Lane, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? So big up to them. I'm pass the J to them. And I'm passing the J to Wingstop because God damn, shawty.
That's what's up, man. That's family right there. Stoner's Lane, Max out, man. You know what I'm saying? I really, when I met Dreamers very shortly after I met Markel, and Markel's a little younger than us, so I was closer to his big brothers than I was to him. He was really young, but I saw that he had ambition. Like he was in the hood anyway, so he wasn't never no chump. I saw that he had ambition. I didn't know a lot about his creativity at the time because I wasn't always around him. But when I did see that he was, getting into branding himself and making clothes, I saw very quickly that he took that very seriously. And
he's doing it like Dreamus and you and myself tried to structure Stoner's Lane as well. Like we ain't asking for handouts.
Yeah,
we're going to find a way to make it happen, and we're gonna show you that. Yeah, this what's up.
Shout out them boys.
Well, who you got, my G? Who you got?
I still haven't done the proper research on this one to really be calling names, but I was just reminded last night of the positivity behind who I'm passing my joint to, and again, it's a crazy thing to have this segment called Pass the Joint because people got that negative stigma on weed, we offering people drugs and shit. But it's like I said, it's just symbolism, man. It's something. I smoke that good shit, so shit. It's really should be considered a salute if I offer, hey man, hit this. You know what I'm
saying? that's anywhere though. If a motherfucker thinks enough of you to let you smoke after them, then that means they think highly of you.
But my Pass the Joint this week, this episode goes to the Guns Down Gloves Up initiative, man.
Yeah.
I saw the official video for the intro for that, the official video behind that. Yeah. I saw the little behind the scenes thing, and then I saw the actual video, the finished product with, Lil Doobie, Slim Baby. I seen Polo in there. I seen a couple of artists.
Those lips.
I don't remember all the names, but I listened to the video, and I know some of these artists, like musical background at least, and a few of them just from hearing their names around. I know some of the lifestyle that they come from, and for them to be involved in the movement supportive of the movement
head first,
like it makes me feel good about who all is gonna follow behind them and just want to be involved in it, if not for anything else other than the fact that their favorite rapper or the person they fuck with from their hood is on it, so they're on it. But the Guns Down Gloves Up initiative, it's getting some wheels up under it. The video, what I saw they was doing in an actual gym. I remember when they first started it, they were just, hey man, we finna meet up at the park. We got the gloves, and we finna, you know what I'm saying? Just put the gloves down, put the guns down, gloves up. We just gonna box it out. But it's basically an initiative that's encouraging, young people around the city, man, to come together. And, they get off of their stress or whatever. And even if it's not stress, if it's just therapy, otherwise, they get it off in boxing. And we ain't got to settle our differences with the violence and the guns, man. They trying to just curb some of that in the city, man, and stop having to witness so many mothers and families of slain children. It's babies out here getting killed, and it's young kids out here killing each other.
And for every single death or tragedy, it's really multiple tragedies in one. Because did you see on the news the mother of the boy that was killed at the landing, lost him, because he died.
Yeah.
And then her other son just got sentenced to 25 years for some home invasion and crazy shit like that.
Damn it, man.
And the judge actually was like, it's a terrible thing that I have to sentence you to this time, and now your mother is suffering 2 losses. And I hope that you keep your head on your shoulders when you get behind the walls, so you can get ready and keep your mind fresh to transition out in a positive manner. So, but you don't think about it until you see some shit like that, and the fact that the judge stopped to acknowledge that instead of just 25, get him out of my courtroom. That it's a serious problem. You know, and shout out to the artists and the people that are trying to set better examples, because there's not too many people out there these days that give a fuck about anything but their bubble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, they sell out on Facebook like they do, but for the most part, no, you don't. And so for the people that are trying to set better examples and change some things, big up.
Yeah, shout out to Guns Down, Gloves Up.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Just that I don't know. I know for what they got going on, that started amongst them here in Duval, but I'm sure that there's other movements like that, you know what I'm saying, where cities have a positive. I know boxing is a very positive thing in a lot of cities. So shout out, man.
Yeah, hopefully it grows and grows and grows, and see where it goes. So we got some positive media, It was on the news and it was covered in a respectable manner, so that's dope.
Yeah.
So, now.
Don't blow my high. Nigga, don't blow my high. I'm gonna keep it like that. I want that to come right behind that. We're gonna pass the joint, but then don't blow
my high.
Sometimes that happens when you pass the joint to somebody. Like, they blow your high. Like, that's one of the reasons a lot of people tend to smoke solo. Because a lot of the people they pass the joint to end up blowing their fucking high.
They say wet the joint up.
It's all kind of little shit. So, for those of y'all who new to it, shout out to you if you're new to listening to the podcast. I'm really thankful for the people who have been listening and promoting us. We've recently learned how to look at some of the analytics behind what goes on the platform on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And shout out to our people, man. Nakia, you are officially right now the #1 Bud Talk Podcast fan/listener, so you're going to get that shout out.
We're going to keep shouting you out as long as you keep listening. If you miss a week, then...
That's dope. That's dope that you fuck with us like that.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
Those of y'all who are new to the podcast, we also like to talk about what blows our high, man, or, just to kind of let people know not to do it. Shit, if you care about us and you fuck with us, you definitely don't want to blow my high. So it's just some things to know when. And then, like I said, this is not always about when you're actually smoking. It's not always weed related, but I know I'm always high. White boy isn't, so it's a euphemism for him.
Yeah.
But I know I'm always high, and I really be like, man, don't blow my high with that dumb, because dumb shit blows my high. It ain't got to be related to me actually smoking and you blowing my high in the moment, but don't blow my high with some other dumb shit that you talking about, or you know what I'm saying, that you got going on.
Miss me with the fuck shit.
Has anything blown your high this past week that you can think of, like just an event?
It blows my high every week, but you got to start, Jacksonville and anybody that's trying to do music on an independent level and come up out the mud for real, you got to make a decision at some point in your life to do business. And, understand that I work at a recording studio most of my time, and which means I get a lot of correspondence about studio time. Now, I'm going to entertain your correspondence like I would anybody else inquiring about studio time. So we're just going to have general conversations about pricing and dates and all that there. But until you put a deposit in my hand, I'm not looking for you. So please don't pop up and be ready to work without a deposit and an actual, okay, we're going to meet at this day at this time, Deposit first, man, because, I got a call today and it kind of blew my high for a minute. We got to work it out, but, Cat was here ready to record, and I'm all the way out of pocket, I'm thinking I finally got a Saturday off, and, so I had to turn him down till tomorrow, but just conduct yourself with a business mind, please, and respect my business and my ability enough to come put that money in my hand to secure your results. Because no deposit, no results, And if you keep blowing my high, you might end up on the block list for real. So that's just do better business, people. If you don't want to blow my high or anybody else that you want to fuck with.
Don't blow my high.
Yeah. That's the name of the segment.
Elon Musk blew my high.
Who?
Elon Musk. I think that's the guy, the Tesla dude.
Oh, I saw the caption, but I didn't watch the video.
Yeah. He got money. He's smart, they say. He makes predictions and shit like that sometimes about certain shit. But he said we gotta merge with machines to avoid being obsolete.
What about?
I mean, bitch, I am merging with them bitches. I know I'm learning how to use them.
And they're taking jobs left and right. Boy, them kiosks at McDonald's have popped up in Jacksonville. So
kiosks, automated phone systems, self-driving cars. You know what I'm saying? I seen something say Dubai plan on releasing some self-piloted drone taxis. First of all, bitch,
yeah,
I'm not finna take no taxi that's a fucking drone.
No. You've never flown, so first of all.
Not in the life that I can remember. As a baby, I did back when my mama was a flight attendant, but I don't remember that shit. But I ain't tripping off that. Like I go up in the air like on some helicopter, you know what I'm saying, skyway shit. I ain't even tripping off the heights. But I'm just saying, like, I ain't finna be trusting no motherfucking little No. You feel me? You got to give me something bigger than a drone.
I'm gonna pass.
But, Elon Musk, he blew my high with that shit though, man. Like, cause it sounds like he's saying like, hey man, you better agree to what's already in the plans for y'all. Which some people some conspiracy theorists and shit talk about the mark of the beast, where we gonna have to get with the program, basically get the mark of the beast, or you just gonna be left out. You ain't gonna be able to eat. You ain't gonna have no way to trade currency, like how they depict in the movies sometimes, but. It's like he's saying that, like, y'all better go ahead and agree to become fucking cyborgs so that they still have a use for your ass some way. Like, that's kind of what you've been training us to be anyway, is drones. You feel me? Like, from school age, just they only teach us how to follow instruction. They don't train us for entrepreneurship in school. They just
minimal level of independence,
independent
thinking.
Yeah, they teach you how to, basically get up and put on your uniform and go to work. That's the independence. We need you to be able to tie your shoes your damn self and put on your uniform and bring your ass to work to do just, what we got established for you. And it's like, he just saying like, look, man, y'all just go ahead and get with the program, man. Like, what are you insinuating, Elon Musk? Is there going to be like some force behind this shit like there is in the movie, like in District 9 and all that other shit, man, where they just be hunting people down so they can get them right, get them.
Or the fortress where they shoot that shit into your neck and you got a tracker in you.
Yeah.
It's an old 90s movie for those that don't know. I'm somewhat of a movie buff, kind of, sort of.
Crazy.
Maybe.
But yeah, man, don't blow my heart with that bullshit, man. You a billionaire, man. Like, talk with more sense than that. But see, on the other end, like, shit, maybe he just knows some shit, bro, and he's just trying to tell us what's coming.
And see, I'm a panicky type of person and somewhat of a hypochondriac sometimes. So like if impending doom is on its way, don't warn me. Just let me wake up and my fucking street is missing and there's it's lava and I can't walk off the edge of my house or some shit. Like, I don't want to know.
What if I would have read that early in the morning about that bullshit?
Let's check the news, honey. Wait a minute. No, bro. Don't tell me. Just let me find out. And bro, just because you figured out how to make cars that'll drive themselves and plug into the outlet at the house doesn't mean shit to me. Like, I can't afford one of them motherfuckers, so fuck you. I don't know you, dog. But
hey, Elon Musk,
eat a dick.
Cash me outside. How about
that?
She got a cease and desist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was featured in one of Kodak Black recent videos.
And Dr. Phil and them cut her off?
No, Champion. I was upset about seeing her in that video, to be honest. I'm like, man, why y'all giving this little, you know what I'm saying? Like this girl, this
Fucking
attention. First
thought.
of all, I think this shit was
What?
this shit was put together by her and her mama, man. So they can get some money. They know they wasn't gonna get necessarily cut a check for going on Dr. Phil, but they
Right.
understand this new world with internet content and shit like that. And they was
Yeah.
like, shit, we can go on Dr. Phil, act the fool, say some wild shit, let it get captured, uploaded to the internet,
Do a
push
media run.
push it to go
Yeah.
viral. And
Yeah.
then do the media run,
Yeah.
and now we getting interviews. Now we getting paid features. Now we getting bookings. Now they probably in the club circuit right now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Her mama probably her agent or her manager or whatever.
Momager. Get
But
the fuck out.
yeah,
of here.
she a momager all of a sudden.
If
You
you
first of
don't go
all,
back-
you was on Dr. Phil for an episode of being a mother who couldn't manage the little girl.
Exactly.
But
now
now
you're her manager.
you see how this
You
shit
feel
come
me?
back around for you? But what
that.
happened was in the video that she was in with Kodak Black, and I peeped it too. I was like, oh, she thinks she's slick. She had a hoodie on. And
Oh,
the
yeah.
hoodie said "Catch Me Outside" going across it, but the C in "Catch Me Outside" was like the champion athletics C,
yeah.
and it was written in the letter, the font like how they shit is written. But it said, and at first I was like, "Oh, you little dope, you little slick bitch." But
Yeah.
this little heifer started selling the fucking hoodies, bruh,
Oh yeah. Well,
for like 60 cash.
cash me in court. How about that?
So champion will hit her with the bitch,
Sit
you
down, little
tripping.
bitch.
You
Sit
got
down,
like
little bitch.
fucked up. So I seen her on TMZ talking about fuck them and I'm the champion and all. Yeah, whatever. You fucking with the big dogs.
And they're gonna send her. They're gonna send her a letter of intent,
You
and it's
heard?
gonna say "Catch me in court." How about that?
We've copywritten that and your Catch Me Outside bullshit.
So sit the fuck down, please. In other Hollywood news, it just popped up on my timeline, and it's on the internet, so it may not be true. But I'm gonna read the caption and a little bit of the
internet
excerpt.
said,
And this is beneficial to those in Duval County because it could be some income for you. Step Brothers 2 to film in Jacksonville, Florida.
what?
Yeah. So the article says, Hollywood, California, the 2008 Will Ferrell comedy Step Brothers is finally getting a sequel and will film in Jacksonville, Florida next summer.
Boats and hoes.
Reports are claiming that all of the original cast will return, including Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly, Adam Scott, Mary Steenburgen, Richard Jenkins, and others. The producers released a short description of the upcoming film in their press release this morning, saying they moved to Jacksonville, Florida, where they live together and also work together at the same menial job. Dale finds out that he somehow impregnated his girlfriend, but when the young woman leaves the new baby with Dale and Brennan, the two are left to raise the child themselves. They say that a casting call for extras for the film will begin in Jacksonville in a few months. So if you ever wanted to be an extra in a movie or just be a part of something that might be a great contribution to the comedy film genre, then just keep an eye out for the casting call.
I'm finna be in that. I'm not even
So,
an actor, but bitch, I'm finna jump down.
I'm gonna learn today, bitch. I just
Duval.
want to be able to meet Will Ferrell and clown with him on the set.
And John C.
You know,
It's
yeah.
John C. Ridley, isn't it? I don't think it's
I
Riley.
don't fucking.
That's my dog. That's my dog.
You know.
Hey.
But, yeah, so that's dope.
That's
If that happens, like we said, Hollywood's paying attention. The mainstream, the Illuminati, whatever you believe, is starting to pay attention and stop in Jacksonville. So, and a lot of people don't know this was the original Hollywood for real.
Yeah.
When people didn't have the film budget to go film in California, we had the palm trees and the beautiful beaches and the
Yeah.
impressive scenery, and the permits and shit were a lot cheaper. So it's dope that it's starting to come full circle again.
Speaking of Step Brothers, as mentioned earlier, Starlito and Don
Yup.
Tripp have the Step Brothers series of mixtapes, and I think the one coming is an album. But I said they just recently dropped a 6-song. I think it was about 6 songs, a little EP, a little Step Brothers, little karate it's titled Karate in the Garage, hence a quote from the movie where, Brennan and Dale, you want to go do karate in the garage? Yep. But Step Brothers 3, the album from Starlito and Don Tripp, drops on March 15th.
Okay.
March 15th. And 2 days later, Rick Ross has his 9th studio album.
Rose.
Ricky
Rose.
Rose dropping on March 17th. He say he dropping Better You Than Me
Fat boy need a 10-piece.
is the title of the album. Better You Than Me. Shout out to Rose. We definitely just ate Wingstop today.
Hey, bro, my burps are still tasting good. You hear me?
You feel me?
And I got leftovers. You bitch.
Motherfucker had them chicken tenders from Wingstop for the first time.
them-
Golly.
Them garlic parm tenders.
Golly.
With the extra ranch on the side. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Oh, I got some weed news. I ain't slipping. I got some weed news. It was pretty interesting to me too.
Mary Jane and Wanda.
Who that? Oh,
Mary Jane and Wanda.
Juana.
Marijuana.
There's some progress going to be made in. I hope this insinuates that I ain't. The internet said.
The internet said.
I came across something that said that the DEA has removed their misinformation from their website, misinformation about marijuana. You know what I'm saying? Oh, damn. Pops just called me. He gonna have to wait. But they removed their misinformation about marijuana from their website. And, like I said before, the FDA gets a lot of their information or recommendations. Well, the DEA and the FDA converse very closely about marijuana policy and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So the FDA don't study it because the DEA got it scheduled a certain way for certain reasons. And basically the DEA has recently removed the information that was, just otherwise grossly false about marijuana from their website.
Oh, like the derogatory marks on your credit? They're finally gone. The DEA finally removed their derogatory marks.
Yeah, they haven't restructured it, but people been on their ass about the shit. The article starts with the Drug Enforcement Administration has removed marijuana misinformation from their website following months of public and legal pressure. After months of public pressure and a legal request by the nonprofit medical cannabis advocacy group Americans for Safe Access, the DEA has removed factually inaccurate information about marijuana from their website. You know what I'm saying? It's as a part of the legal request, Americans for Safe Access argued that there was over 25 incorrect statements on the DEA's website about cannabis, which violates the Information Quality Act, which prohibits government agencies from providing false information to the public and requires them to respond to requests for correction of information within 6 days. So basically, like you say, like the credit bureaus, like, hey, you got this derogatory mark on here about this weed, you fucking up weed's credit, basically.
Yeah.
People doing a credit check on weed by checking the DEA website, and the DEA saying all this fuck shit. So that's pretty dope. It said the DEA's removal of these popular myths about cannabis from their website could mean the end of the Washington gridlock, says Steph Shurer, who's the executive director of Americans for Safe Access. This is a victory for medical cannabis patients across the nation who rely on cannabis to treat serious illness. The federal government now admits that cannabis is not a gateway drug and does not cause long-term brain damage or psychosis.
Victory.
You hear me? So while the fight to end stigma around cannabis is far from over, this is a big first step. So shout out. You feel me? Like I'm all about this, man. I really want to see the culture come from under the ground and be fully commercial. Like with music, I didn't too much like that. I don't know what happened. I guess at some point in time in rap, it was cool to want to be signed by a big major label and shit like that, and we thought those rappers was put on. But when we heard about people like Too Short and E40 and those type of people introducing people like Master P to the independent music game, and then Cash Money came about, all these people like kind of changed people's perspective on major labels, where it was like, well, we don't want to be a worker for the label, but we'd rather have a partnership with the label and our brand. So it's the same with that. Like when it comes to weed, by me learning about it as an underground culture, I've always wanted to see that get to be commercial, so that we could stop going to jail and prison for the shit. To be honest,
Yeah.
like I've been knew a long time ago, this shit is not harmful. This shit is not dangerous. This shit ain't killing nobody. People are dying over it because it's on the black market. It's underground, and it's crazy because the lawmakers, the people who enact policy, they have this same basic understanding about it. It's like the violence that's surrounding a lot of this shit when it comes to marijuana is because it's in the black market, which is a violent place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can reduce that by taking it out of the black market. People are not going to kill about something that they can go to the weed mart for. You feel me?
Exactly.
Nobody's going to be, you know what I'm saying, like fighting over or shooting people down with choppers over a shipment of weed that can be insured like other products. You know what I'm saying? If they have it regulated in tax like alcohol and firearms and these bullshit ass, you know what I'm saying, tobacco and shit like that, like it'll be more controlled and there won't be as much violence behind it. But aside from that, like I want to see a commercial because, like I said, the criminal aspect of it, just for you having it, a motherfucker want to put you in jail with murderers, bro.
And it's bullshit. It's real bullshit because you got good people whose lives are put on pause or fucked up because.
Or just
they got
otherwise
caught with a
negatively
little bit of
affected.
weed.
Like I said, when you got that weed, depending on how you go to jail for the weed, you either gonna go to a misdemeanor floor or a felony floor, or however your jail set up. Like you might be sharing a bunk with somebody who just got locked up for a really violent crime, and you in here for some bullshit, some technicality shit. You know what I'm saying? And ain't no telling how your life is. Your life is not in good hands when you go to jail. You know what I'm saying?
No
so
Allstate.
Something very bad can happen to you in jail, regardless of what happens in your little weed case if you make it to court.
Yeah.
That shit crazy. Like I don't think people should be subject to that kind of danger. Like that's the most dangerous thing about marijuana at this point in time in the world is getting caught by the police with it.
Yeah.
That's crazy as fuck. Like, so who are they saving by arresting you with the marijuana?
Not a fuck thing. And they know, and the police know that now, man. A lot of them get really frustrated when they find you with weed because they got to take you to jail and potentially fuck your life up.
Yeah.
For some shit that they smoke when they're off on the weekend.
And I've had them tell me that,
saying?
you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what they believe or if they're genuine when they're saying it. But I've been told while I was going to jail, man, I wish they just legalized this shit so we can stop messing with people about it. Like, but you taking me to jail for it right now. And really,
that's his
really,
job.
You taking me to jail for really nothing else but this shit at this moment. Like everything else I got going on checked out. My license good. I wasn't doing nothing crazy, but because you found out there's some weed on me and other shit, like I'm licensed to carry my pistol, but once you got weed around the gun, because the weed is illegal now, it's illegal to have the gun around it. So now that's a felony for the time being. Of course, it immediately gets dropped once they check your credentials and shit. But it's like, bro, I got to go through all this because I just had a joint on me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got this shit in the back of the car with plastic bags and the scale and all that other shit. I got a rolled up joint on me. And you finna take me to jail on a felony charge that'll later get, reduced or dropped or whatever. That shit sounds stupid.
But see, people, and what law enforcement and lawmakers don't understand is the problem with that is, if you work a job in certain types of jobs, getting locked up gets you terminated immediately.
Yep.
So even, and that's why you got to be smart, people. When you have an interaction with a police officer and you want to catch an attitude and be a dick and verbally bash the shit out of them, if they end up taking you to the jail for resisting without violence, they're only doing that because they know you will potentially lose your job. You might lose your home depending on your living arrangements, and they're just doing it to fuck your life up a little bit. But lawmakers and people that enforce the law don't understand that when you take somebody to jail for a joint or less than 2 grams or whatever it is, like
you're not doing society a favor.
You're not doing society. You're making shit worse because now they might potentially have lost their job. And now you got a family of 5 and a family of 6 and a family of 3, and sometimes a family of 11 that you just took the breadwinner out of the equation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, systematically that's the goal is to take the breadwinner out of the equation. But for a day and age where people are claiming to not have that as their motive and to really be like you say, enforcing the laws of what they refer to as a fair system.
Yeah.
If that's what y'all claiming, like you just said, y'all wouldn't be doing this shit because
Exactly.
the result of what y'all are doing is fucking up
It's a domino effect.
the lives and
fuck
livelihood
shit.
of good people. But
And most Americans that are below the poverty line, which the poverty line I believe is 35. So a lot of people that think they're making good money are really technically
still broke.
still in poverty.
Yeah.
A lot of people live check to check, and no matter how good that shit looks, but it's hand to mouth for real. So if you get locked up the day after you got paid and you lose your job, you're not getting another check.
Or otherwise, just you got that check, and like you say, it's hand to mouth. Like it's really check to check.
Yeah.
The money from that check and your next check and your next check and your next check is usually already dedicated to something. A lot of us don't have good saving habits or don't make enough money to shave anything off to save. Some of us, our lifestyle is built around what we make. So when we do get arrested, those of us who don't immediately get terminated, because some of us get, I guess, lucky and go to jail where we got the next day off.
Yeah.
So we got time to go to first appearance court.
Yeah.
We got time to bond out if somebody can scrounge up that bond money. But for the most part, that bond money is a dent. Like that hits us hard. Like people can't just shell out whatever the cost of that bond end up being. But they have to do it because they got to keep their livelihood.
And not a lot of people know somebody that will comfortably just give them $5,000.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Or shit.
And not give them. I'm just loan them. Just loan them.
Some people borrows.
I'm not saying that, but just loan them because depending on the situation. Like situations we've experienced where a car gets impounded and somebody goes to jail. So now you got to pay the release fees on the vehicle. You got to get the person out of jail. You got to.
That's a whole nother story.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy that all that comes from you just having a minute amount of marijuana on you,
or no marijuana at all and paraphernalia. You know what I'm saying?
That way.
So. It's real fucked up. It's a very big snowball effect when it happens, and that's why I'm all for decriminalizing it. And I know it'll never happen, but once it's decriminalized and it becomes
it can happen.
A commodity that is sold and traded in the United States altogether, it's time to start reducing some of these marijuana related sentences that are fucking ridiculous.
Are you referring to the ones who are already
current,
in there?
Yeah, I don't care.
Definitely. They got to commute them. They got to commute them sentences,
and
man.
let them the fuck out. And I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about save face and let them out with probation or supervised living.
No, like
let them out scot free as if that shit never fucking happened.
Pardon them. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
these people ain't drug lords. A lot of these people in here, they just consumers, man.
They're either consumers or they just happen to, be the guy that had to drive that car. Yeah. And it's, he wasn't out to kill nobody. He wasn't out to do nothing but get that package from point A to point B. He doesn't deserve 20 years for 5 pounds of weed or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fucking ridiculous, bro.
Free my cousin Smooch, man. He in there on something very similar.
He's on the way back, though.
He's on the way
back,
yeah.
though. So,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, there you son. Yeah, yeah.
But I'm just glad to see the headway it's making, man. It's making a lot of progress from the time that I said I wanted to see weed become legal, which was probably back in like 2000. It's making significant progress. It took a long time for it to start moving, but now that it started, it's moving, man. Like more than half of the United States has some sort of legal weed, whether it's medicinal or it's 4 states now with recreational, probably a little more. I think it's
CBD and other,
just what the DEA just recently did, and who the FDA has recently appointed as they, I think the president or head of that or whatever. Like I'm anxious because decriminalization sounds like it's gonna be the thing. Like it sounds like the move towards removing it from the schedule of controlled substance or harmful substance or whatever they call that shit is finna get off of there, and it's gonna be decriminalized. And like Colorado officially made $1 billion last year, I think.
That's the first year of legal recreational, right?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they made $1 billion, and like it was already what is the word? It was already rumored to be $1 billion industry when it was a completely underground industry.
I mean,
like they already knew back then, because they say a third of the total land in the United States is used for farming, right?
Yeah.
And most of that land is used for farming, specifically wheat and corn.
Yeah.
And they say, even though weed at this time before Colorado and shit like that legalized it, when weed was only grown pretty much in like home grow ops and basements and you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
just little
All that
greenhouse shit that was
undercover
little
shit.
undercover. Weed was, even though it was grown in just that little small piece of what would be America all over, it still made more of a profit in the black market
than all that other legal
corn
shit
and
that's
wheat put together. The number 2 and 3 cash crop. Those were the number 1 and 2 cash crops legally, but weed was always the number 1 cash crop in America. And now what Colorado has just done has proven that. And a lot of that tax money has been put back into schools and school systems in Colorado, man. Like they said, they kept kept their promise. That's what they promised to do from the jump, and that's all we need, man. We need to that's not all we need, but that's a big thing that's needed in America is for us to generate this money that we be lying about and saying we need to make our children's education better, man. Like
like the lotto and all that other shit that they claim is is spent on education. You know,
yeah, man, let us smoke our weed and give our babies some higher learning, man. Just go ahead and legalize, because I'm sure other states will adopt that same method. You know what I'm saying? Of legalizing the weed for recreational purposes. First of all, because just even a money hungry motherfucker is gonna follow their lead. Because like shit, look what they did and look how much money they made. But then the people who are kind hearted are also gonna be like, well, shit, if we making so much money, like all this excessive tax money, because they even not excessively, but they highly taxing weed too. So that's another thing. People are paying extra for some shit because they really enjoy it. They really believe in it. But also, a lot of them probably know that money is going towards school too. So they comfortably doing that, knowing what the outcome is or what it's going towards.
And when it's legal, you know, we tend to overindulge in shit once it becomes illegal. It's just like same concept as finally turning, not for you, but like. When I finally turned 21 and could buy alcohol, you know, I was buying shit and drinking shit that I had no business drinking that much or buying that much, but it was because that shit, I can do this now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's going to boom. Anything new going to boom.
A lot of people are going to be excessive, even more excessive, that can afford it.
That's gonna be the new
because you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm finna go. Yeah. Look what I got. 3 flavors, you bitch. And
I buy an ounce every day.
Bitch.
You know, in most places, the most you can buy in a dispensary is an ounce. But
that's gonna be the new flex for real. Yeah. It's not gonna be them gay ass Robbins jeans. It's gonna be how much weed did you buy this week?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I can't wait. I can't wait because that's why I really don't smoke like that for real, because I still have responsibilities that I can't. You know, my job's a little more serious than the average job, and if I fuck up and they pull my piss and it's dirty.
Yeah. And that's the thing. See, I'm glad that didn't happen. I'm glad that it didn't come out that once the weed was legal, everybody who started consuming illegal weed started going to work and fucking up, and then they would have that bad stigma. They're like, see, this is why it's not legal. You know what I'm saying? That hasn't come out at all. So,
and I'm pretty sure the workplaces have calmed down and morale is up now that people can smoke weed without worried about getting fired.
I mean, some jobs still got their policy, but that's something else that they're trying to change in states where it's legal. They're trying to say, hey man, these jobs can't be firing people for having
marijuana
weed in their
consumption
piss
if it's legal.
Yeah,
because they're not going to fire them for having Xanax in their system because it's an antidepressant. Even though most people that have Xanax in their possession are abusing it. Yeah, you know. So that
weed
makes
is
sense.
my antidepressant.
You feel what I'm saying? If you don't want me to,
weed is my anti-inflammatory.
If you don't want me to rip your fucking head off, you're gonna let me go take my lunch break.
Weed is a dietary supplement. Like, weed do so much good.
You know, sometimes you gotta smoke your appetite, and you know. So I'm hoping the shit.
That's the weed news. Shout out to the DEA. Shout out to this Master Kush.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This shit, I've been smoking it for like the last week now.
Oh, word.
And I'm just ready for that too. Like, I know some of the strains that I be smoking, but it'd be cooler to know for a fact to consider the label. It would have a label when I'm going in the store and getting my jar. You know what I'm saying? Like, or pointing to the jar. Let me get mine out of there. Yeah, the one I normally get. That OG.
Yeah. Let me get my usual. Let me get 2 grams of my usual.
But yeah, anything else you got going on, man? Before we wrap up this shorter
Shit.
episode.
No, I'm finna go drink some Apple Crown, and I got an all day session tomorrow. That's gonna be interesting. Pray for me.
Engineer man.
But,
You make beats and
I make
shit.
beats. Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain to you something very important when it comes to music professionals. Engineer means mix and master and record. Producer makes beats. And sometimes a producer just tells people how to sing and where to put a word.
You feel me?
So when I tell you I'm an engineer, don't ask me to hear my beats. Because I'm going to send you the SoundCloud link to an artist whose shit I've recorded and mixed. If you think that I made those beats, that's your problem. But all I did was make it sound quality and pristine. So, but yeah, so all day session, all night, all day, all night flight tomorrow, and then I'm back on the 9 to 5 grind on Monday. And Pisces season is upon us, and dun-dun-dun, bitch, I'm first. So
that just means to me that we're closer to our Leo season.
Fuck all that. I'm gonna let y'all finish, but Pisces had the greatest album of all time. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, man. It's business as usual. I'm steadily trying to evolve and grow and quit my job, but eventually, maybe by the end
That's
of the year,
what we
I'll
all
be
trying to do, man.
self-employed.
We got our 9 to 5s, but this, we still out here trying to do something that's one day going. I'm just not that guy, man. Like I'm not comfortable in this space of working
Not
for
anymore.
a corporation or fulfilling. If you ain't got no ambition in life, you just trying to find yourself. You just trying to keep it moving and fit into this system and be a productive citizen like they say you're supposed to be. Shit, get you a job until you figure it out. But you know what I'm saying? I got to find me a way to separate myself from this shit and still be able to live out here. You feel me? But
it would, it might be a little bit easier to operate if we weren't in a right to work state, but I'm still over the whole working for the man.
yeah,
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to be, by the end of the year, I want to not have to worry about when payday is, because I want to be able to receive money on a daily basis that allows me to, you know what I'm saying?
That's the move, self-employment. I encourage
that's the move for 2017.
Man. I ain't no entrepreneur, but salute to the people who are. You feel me? I'm gonna keep networking and keep learning how to, find a way to be self-employed and make the shit that I already like to do work for me. We appreciate, again, everybody who's fucking with this movement.
If you share anything, if you tell a friend about what's going on, if you just listen or like, big up to you.
Shout out to all y'all, man. Like, if you been supporting the Stoners Lane movement, shout out to you, because this is a part of that movement, man. I wanted to secure this platform to promote our movement and our brand and whatever we have going when we do. And sometimes we not in forward motion with anything, but we always sitting around brainstorming and powwowing and thinking about what we can do, not necessarily for exposure, but just to build on what we have. The exposure is gonna come. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we appreciate the people who fucking with the brand, and every little piece of it. Like, whether it's the clothing, whether it's the listening to this podcast, whether it's
an individual.
Stoners Lane starting to throw events. You know what I'm saying?
With Max Out Clothing.
If you fucking with the events, shout out to Max Out. You fucking with the events or just the brand altogether, the people who are who are the brand, like, we fuck with you. You fucking with my brother Music, we fuck with you. More music coming soon from Dreamers How Fly.
And Max Out Kel, they've been in that studio heavy, real heavy. So just wait on it.
But shit, if that's all it is, and that's all it's gonna be, shit. Shit, fuck it. We gonna run the motherfucking contact information. Soon you're gonna know how to get in contact with us, and the shit gonna be in the description of the podcast. I don't be putting that in there yet.
Also, before you start your credentials, it's February 18th, 2017, and tonight or tomorrow, the first YouTube installment of the podcast will be available. It's actually at the other office rendering as we speak. So,
yeah, tomorrow's also my best friend's birthday. Shout out Mika.
Oh man, shout
Yeah,
out Mika.
old
You feel me?
Pooter. You feel me?
Shout out Mika.
But yeah, you can follow the podcast right now. We on SoundCloud because you're probably listening to this on SoundCloud. So tell all you people, man, to fuck with us. SoundCloud,
Hit the share button. Hit the
Bud
share
Talk
button.
Podcast at SoundCloud. Also, you can follow the Bud Talk Podcast at on Instagram, Bud Talk Podcast. We're on Twitter, Bud Talk Podcast. I'm Justin Plains, man. It's just Justin Plains on Facebook. It's Justin Plains on Snapchat too. You can hit me up on Snapchat, man. I'm HighLife904 on Twitter, HighLife904 on Instagram. Follow Stoners Lane _904 on Twitter and Instagram. Didn't I confirm that last week that it was the same for both of them?
I think you did. I don't remember.
Stoners Lane _904 on Twitter
Find one,
and
you
Instagram.
find them all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Fuck with us. Like he said, on YouTube. We got Stoners Lane TV. We're gonna try to start developing some content that's gonna be
Got a lot
video
of skit
content. That's gonna be
ideas.
on the Stoners Lane TV YouTube page. But we also have the Bud Talk Podcast YouTube page where the Bud Talk Podcast will be uploaded for you to listen to. I know some people don't have SoundCloud like that. Some people don't fuck around with that particular platform, so we're gonna make this available on YouTube.
And
people fucking with us, and I want people to be able to fuck with us, man. I've seen movements really start from nothing or start from their own little city and make it to my ears and become big, massive things. So I believe in what we got going on. I like what I'm seeing so far as results, and we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep reaching out to people, but follow us on those platforms. Like he said, look for the Stoners Lane podcast on YouTube. Very, very,
and
very
we got
soon.
a lot of skit ideas we're gonna be throwing at you. So when the content does start rolling on our channel, we're gonna touch on. We're very comical when we're all together anyway. In case you didn't notice from Dream us being on the podcast, but we got a lot of shit. We finna hit you in the face with. So follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, White Stacks, WHYTESTAKKS.
2 Ks.
That's White Stacks.
Hey,
And
go ahead.
Damon on Facebook. My profile picture is Stoners Lane logo.
A member of the KKK turned up dead very recently.
Really?
Yeah.
So?
Nah, they say his wife and his stepson did it. They said
Cool.
they shot him in his bed and dumped.
That's what's up.
He was a self-proclaimed head grand wizard.
Yeah, all right. He was he was a mechanic at Tires Plus.
They reported that somebody from the hate group that's not labeled as a hate group is dead. I think that's okay news. If you claim you claim to be a part of some shit like that really hates people, like I think it should be, I ain't gonna say celebrated, but just acknowledge that you out of there.
Again.
We talk that Bud talk,
shit,
that Bud talk.
I don't know. I have nothing. Bye.